Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Someone wrote in and wanted to know what I meant when I said that once you're a medium, you need to really take care of yourself in every way, the physical way, emotional, mental, and spiritual way. So I'm going to try to explain that a little clearer, okay? What we do as mediums, if we're doing it in God's love and light, which means we would be doing it properly, it can be very draining. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to make sure that we ingest good food into our body, so for me, I can't eat a lot of sugar. I don't eat any starch at all. Very, very little, maybe a half a cup of rice twice a week. That's it. So I really try to put healthy things, healthy, wholesome things into my body. Try to get enough sleep. I try to drink plenty of water because it's important. This all feeds the brain as well. What we take into our body feeds the brain. And since the soul resides in the right side of the brain, and I'm connecting soul to soul, I want to stay sharp. I want to make sure that my brain is functioning to the best of its ability, and certainly if I take the right foods into my body and drink into my body, that's going to help improve the mind as well. So that's the physical part of it. As far as the emotional and mental part of it, it's the same thing. I want to make sure, again, it works with the mind, so I want to make sure that I'm taking good, wholesome things into my body. I also want to make sure that I live a good life. I want to make sure that I surround myself with positive people. I try to avoid negative people. If I have people in my life who are causing me upset, then I just pull away. I've always had the ability from a child that if someone is hurtful to me or someone else and they just don't seem to be a good person, a positive person, I just turn around and walk away and I never look back. It's just who I am, and I've done this all of my life. So I'm grateful for that because, sometimes there's been people in my life that I've been friends with for many years, but then all of a sudden I see a different side of them and I have the ability just to walk away and not look back. I don't think about them. I don't dwell on it. If their name comes into my mind or somebody mentions them, I'll say a little prayer and send it their way. But, again, I want to surround myself with people who are going to bring positive energy to me. Um, so that's the emotional and mental part of it. I try to stay away from medications that aren't healthy for me. I take medication for high blood pressure and things like that. From a child, I've always had borderline blood pressure, so I want to make sure that I take care of myself that way. And I always give credit to the medical profession. I acknowledge that there's special gifts that God gives to each person, and my gift is the gift of spiritual mediumship and helping others. And I believe, surgeons, their hands that they where they operate, people they operate on. I acknowledge that their hands, their abilities. This is an amazing gift for them. So everybody has their own gifts and abilities. So for me, I just have to make sure that I really take care of myself in every way that I need to, so that emotional and mental as well is with the again the food I take into my body, the people that are around me. It all comes together. For the spiritual part of it, my prayer life is very strong. I always say prayer and meditation, but my prayer life is stronger than meditation. To me, prayer is meditation, but I've always been very, very strong in my prayer life. I have always, I know the Christian prayers, being Catholic, I know all the prayers. I say the repetitive prayer on the Divine Mercy Chaplet, but my communication with God has always been that I talk directly to God. So that's very strong for me. So that for the spiritual part of it, that's what you need to do. You need to have a strong prayer life with God, good communication with God, and again, meditation is key to quiet that left brain and have a stronger connection to God and spirit. Okay, so they all work together. You can't be good in one or do take care of yourself in one and not in another. It's a package deal. We are all a package deal. So we have to make sure we take care of the whole of us. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. And as always, I leave you in God's love.